Two titans of hip-hop, two billionaires, two cultural icons. Sean Diddy Combs and Sean Jay-Z Carter have defined the sound of an era and changed the face of music, fashion, and business. But behind the glitz and glamour lies a story of rivalry, betrayal, and redemption that's as complex as their empires. What really happened between these moguls? And how have recent scandals thrown their friendship into question? Buckle up. This is one story you don't want to miss. In the 90s, as hip-hop exploded into mainstream culture, two figures emerged as the architects of its future. Diddy, the party-starting producer with a golden touch, and Jay-Z, the smooth-talking hustler who turned his rhymes into riches. They weren't just artists, they were movements. The two complemented each other. Diddy was the life of the party, while Jay-Z was the calculated chess player. For years, they dominated the charts, often collaborating and celebrating their success together. But as their fortunes grew, so did their egos, and their friendship would soon face cracks. As their empires expanded, so did the competition. Jay-Z's Rockefeller Records clashed with Diddy's Bad Boy Records. From signing the biggest names to outbidding each other for partnerships, their friendly competition often turned into a battle of egos. But things took a darker turn during the 2000s, when rumors swirled of Diddy and Jay-Z undercutting each other in business deals. The champagne toast became colder. Allegedly, Diddy wasn't thrilled about Jay-Z becoming the first rapper billionaire, and some insiders claimed Jay-Z had grown tired of Diddy's larger-than-life antics.
Many people and many entities involved, and we're going to follow this evidence wherever it takes us. We will find the silent accomplices. We will expose the enablers who enabled this conduct behind closed doors. We will pursue this matter, no matter who the evidence implicates.
That's Tony Busby, a very aggressive plaintiff's attorney from Texas, who's sort of leading the charge in all of these civil suits against P. Diddy. Now, there he says, wherever the evidence goes, whoever gets named gets named. Well, the big name that dropped just recently was Jay-Z.
In the midst of this complicated friendship, recent scandals have cast a shadow over their legacies. Diddy has been accused of serious allegations involving his past relationships and business dealings. The legal battles, lawsuits, and shocking revelations have sent shockwaves through the industry. But where does Jay-Z stand in all of this? While he's remained largely silent, insiders hint at a growing distance between the two moguls. Sources suggest that Jay-Z is carefully navigating how to protect his brand while deciding whether to support his longtime friend. And it doesn't stop there. Some suggest that Jay-Z's decision to partner with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, a move criticized by many in the hip-hop community, was a subtle jab at Diddy's long-standing calls for social justice.
Entered the room, along with defendant Carter, that is Jay-Z, and a female celebrity, Celebrity B, who has not been named. Again, this is back in 2000. Combs aggressively approached plaintiff with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." Combs then threw the plaintiff toward a wall, causing the plaintiff to fall. The plaintiff got up, stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. Plaintiff was held down by Carter as he vaginally raped her while Combs and Celebrity B, that woman, watched. After Carter finished, he stepped back towards the wall. Combs then stepped forward and vaginally raped the plaintiff while Carter and that woman, Celebrity B, watched.
Despite their differences, Diddy and Jay-Z have both given back to their communities, using their wealth and influence to uplift others. From Diddy's Harlem initiatives to Jay-Z's criminal justice reform efforts, they've proven that they're more than just artists, they're changemakers. But as scandals loom and public scrutiny intensifies, will their complicated friendship survive? Or will it crumble under the weight of betrayal, ego, and controversy?
Now, the lawsuit was filed on Sunday, and along with it, Carter received a letter from the plaintiff's lawyer requesting mediation. In response, however, Carter filed his own lawsuit against the accuser's attorney. He says he also released a statement on Rock Nation denying all the allegations. And the statement continues to read in part, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle." Carter goes on to say, "I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes of honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain." And he further adds that he'll be discussing this situation with both his wife, who is Beyonce, as well as his children. The accuser in this latest lawsuit, who was only 13 at the time of the alleged assault, is only being identified as Jane Doe. Now, Jane Doe says, this is according to the lawsuit, she was driven to the party by a driver who worked for Combs. She says that when she arrived at the party, she had to sign a document which she assumed was an NDA, and says when she arrived, she was also given a drink that made her feel uncomfortable. It made her feel woozy, so she went into another room to lie down. She says a short time later, Combs, along with Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and an unnamed woman entered the room. The accuser then says that is when the alleged rape took place by both Carter and Combs, the unnamed woman remaining in the room during the alleged assault.
But as they approach the twilight of their careers, fans can't help but wonder, will they finally reconcile? Or is this the end of one of hip-hop's most iconic alliances? Whether you're Team Diddy, Team Jay-Z, or just here for the drama, one thing's for sure, their story isn't over yet. What do you think about their complicated friendship?
About his infidelities in the Family Feud video.
Yeah. I mean, that's what music gives you the power to do. And I think that, you know, once you're ready to share it with your fans in the world, then nobody could judge it. You know, they have to accept what it is. And I thought it was dope.
And the great thing about Puff, what I really realize is he's a great producer. I've always known this, but it brought me back to that time.
Some people think that's what he does best. He thinks that's what he does best.
I think that's what he does best.
He does think that's what he does best.
It made me realize that he's not a good producer, he's a great producer. And he's produced Ready to Die and Life After Death and Mary J. Blige's album, Jodeci's album. And, you know, 'cause I start getting these tracks back and I'm like, who's doing this? Yeah. Like, you know, like and he's a director. He's like, it's like Motown over there in my studio. I got horn sessions. I mean, the things that he added after the lyrics was on it. You had to hear the bare tracks. The bare tracks were great tracks, but.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the lives of your favorite celebrities. Until next time, stay tuned.